أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا ربي زدني علما آمين يا رب العالمين. Okay, so today inshallah we will start again with the murakkabat, and yesterday we started with murakkabat and we could cover 2 out of 4. Okay, so I'll just have quick revision for those 2 and then we'll go for the next 2. So murakkab as a revision was a combined word, like a combination of 2 words, at least 2 words. When they are compound, then they are together, they are called murakkabat, right? And if a word is singular, like not singular, alone, right? So a single word alone, then it is called mufrad. But when they become 2, okay, they become murakkab. So mufrad and murakkab are opposite to each other. 2 plus, it could be 2 plus murakkab, and this one word is a mufrad. Okay, can any volunteer come on mic so that I can have interaction with the person and then we can go. Any volunteer? Yes, dear girls, quickly, anyone?
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Okay, Aisha. So you are volunteering today? Okay. Okay.
Let me
Okay,
try.
Huh, why not? Sure. Okay, Aisha. So, did you understand what is murakkab and mufrad?
Yeah,
Okay.
murakkab means more than one words.
Yeah.
That could be a phrase or sentence.
So, if it is a phrase, right? Phrase means that it's not complete sentence, right?
Complete, yeah.
So then it is called, in Arabic, it is called murakkab naqis, right? Murakkabun naqisun. Yeah. If it is a phrase, it's not giving complete sense. If it is incomplete sentence, this is called murakkab naqis. And if it is complete sentence, right? It's giving complete. It might be 2 words only. Okay, but it will be a complete sentence, right? Giving complete sense. Then this is murakkab tam.
Okay.
And we call it jumla in Arabic. Another name is jumlatun, right?
Yeah, okay.
Sentence. Okay.
Before it was saying that there are 2 reasons. That is for halatu jar, no? Not for this murakkab, I think.
Yeah, not for this. Yeah, not for this.
Okay.
So, like murakkab tam, yani jumla, yani a sentence, we will discuss later. It also have 2 categories, but that we'll discuss later. Right now, in this class, we are doing details for murakkab naqis. Okay, murakkab naqis.
Naqis, yeah.
Okay. It has 4 categories, right?
4 type, yeah.
What are those 4? Murakkab tawsifi, yani adjective phrase. Yani, it might be telling us good or bad qualities or attributes of a noun, right?
Okay.
So that together will be murakkab tawsifi. Then murakkab idafi. Idafi means possession. Yani idafat means possession, a relation of one noun to another noun, right? So that is when 2 nouns, or maybe one is noun and other is pronoun. It could be like this also.
Okay.
Maybe both are noun. Maybe one is noun and the other is a pronoun. So then these
maybe
2
that is
together.
attached or detached.
No, only attached. Aisha, only attached. It would be only attached. Yes.
Okay.
So if this attached pronoun is attached to a noun, right? Attached pronoun could be attached to verb or a noun.
Or a noun.
So if it is attached to a noun, then this is murakkab idafi. Okay. So murakkab idafi could be either 2 nouns together,
or a noun and a pronoun.
Yes. Okay. So
Attached.
both of these make murakkab idafi because they show possession. Possession of a noun to a noun, or possession of a noun to a pronoun.
Pronoun. Okay.
Both ways it will be murakkab idafi. Yes, Rahila?
You said it's only attached.
Yes.
So why not detached? Like
because attached. Yeah, detached are separate. They will be in halat raf always. Okay.
Okay.
Detached pronouns are used when they are doing something. Okay, if we are doing something, Rahila, I will say anti. But if your relation I have to show, then I will use ka. Attached pronoun I will use. Okay.
Yeah. No, Miss, we are talking about phrases, right? So the second, so the first is Murakkab Jari. Okay, then we discussed yesterday. I'm telling, and
Haha.
then we discussed Murakkab Idafi. Okay,
Yes.
so we're talking about phrases here. We're not talking about the jar, right? I mean, is it necessary that they should be in halat jar?
These both are in halat jar. Murakkabe jari also and murakkabe idafi. In murakkabe idafi, the second pronoun, I told you na that there
Yes.
will be my two nouns. Let me go there. Okay, let me go there. Murakkabe idafi. First, let's discuss murakkabe idafi. Okay, just revise because we have discussed yesterday. We are just revising it. Murakkabe idafi, the relative phrase, right? Na? Because a relation is shown here. Okay, relative phrase. What is in relative phrase? I told you, let's take, there will be two nouns. Okay. So the first noun will call mudaf. Just remember these terms also. Okay. The first in murakkabe idafi, relative phrase, there will be two nouns. Okay. So first noun is called mudaf and the second noun is called mudaf ilayh. Clear? Okay. So mudaf could be in any halat, like kitabullahi is a murakkabe idafi. Okay. So kitab could be either kitabullahi, kitaballahi, kitabillahi. Mudaf could be in any halat. It will depend on the previous word before that. Okay. Whatever is before kitab, according to that, kitab will take its halat. Either kitabu, kitaba, kitabi. Okay. But Allah will always be in halat jar. Mudaf ilay. This is mudaf ilay, na? The second one is mudaf ilay. Mudaf ilay will always be in halat jar. Okay. So halat jar, how we recognize halat jar? In case of singular, it is with kasra. In case of dual, it is in form of ya noon, right?
Yeah.
And in case of plural also, ya noon, like muslimina, right? So then this is murakkabe idafi, right? Kitabullahi murakkabe idafi. But Allah is in halat jar. We will say Allah is in halat jar. Why it is in halat jar? Due to being mudaf ilay. Because mudaf ilay is always in halat jar.
Okay.
Yes, Rahila? Is that clear?
Yes, it is clear now, Jazakallah. It's clear.
Vayyaki. Okay. So is that clear? Murakkabe idafi? Let's understand Murakkabe idafi. Murakkabe idafi could be two nouns together or one noun and one pronoun, right?
Okay.
Okay. And first one is called mudaf and the second one is called mudaf ilay. Mudaf ilay is always in halat jar. Clear?
Okay.
And we know how to recognize halat jar, right? In different, either singular or plural or dual.
Okay.
Just understand till now this much. And then, okay, after this, the next is, the next murakkab is, let me go page by page. Murakkabe ishari. This is new one. We didn't do it yesterday. It is very clear from the name itself. We have done ishara, right? Demonstrative pronouns. Yani, we have done ishara, isme ishara. Demonstrative nouns we have done. So this is demonstrative phrase, murakkabe ishari. What do you understand? Definitely it will be isme ishara and like, haza means this. This is isme ishara. And there will be another noun towards which we are demonstrating, right? Towards which we are doing that ishara. So first is called isme ishara Ismul Ishara, and the second one is called Musharun ilay. As before it was Mudaf ilay, now it is Musharun ilay.
Huh.
Okay. For example,
Okay.
Hadha al-qalamu, this is the example, right? Hadha al-qalamu. Hadha is demonstrative noun, है ना? Ism ishara. And hadha, this pen. So towards which I am doing that ishara is qalam. है ना? This pen. So hadha is ismu ishara, and qalam is musharun ilay. Okay.
The second one. Okay.
First one will be ismul ishara, and the second one will be musharun ilay. Ilayhi, towards which I am doing ishara, right?
Okay.
And they will be following all those four categories. For example, if qalam is qalam is masculine, isme ishara also has to be masculine. If qalam is halate raf, this also has to be halate raf, right? Like they should match. For example, if it was sa'a, I wanted to talk about watch. Now this is a masculine or feminine?
Sa'atun, feminine.
है ना? Due to this ta, it is feminine. So now, and I want to say that watch. So tilka is feminine, isme ishara, right? Tilka is feminine. So I can't say dhalika. Dhalika also means that. If you recall isme ishara table, the table for isme ishara, right? There was different for male, different for female.
Yeah, yes.
Different for this, different for that, right? Hadha, hadani, haulai, hadihi, hatani, haulai. Okay, and then dhalika, dhanika, ulaika, tilka, tanika, ulaika, right? So I revised the whole table for you people. So for this and that, for male and female, this is different. So if it is a masculine, then this will be masculine. If it is a feminine, musharun ilay, then we have to take a feminine ismul ishara. Okay, clear?
Okay.
So tilka sa'atu, that watch. Tilka sa'atu, that watch. If it is plural, ar-rijal, it's plural now, right? So we will say ha'ulai. This is plural. Ismul ishara. Ha'ulai ar-rijalu, these men.
Okay.
So the ha'ulai is ismul ishara, and rijalus misharun ilay here. Misharun ilay. Clear?
Okay.
And it is given here that they will follow gender also, number also, and both of these things. Ishara and musharun ilay should follow gender also, should follow number also, right? Inshallah. Okay. So let's go to the next. Next was Murakkab Jari. This we had done yesterday, so let's revise it. Murakkab Jari, genitive phrase. Genitive means, what was genitive means? I forgot.
Genitive.
Nashmi, if you can remind us.
Yes, Ms. Rifat. Genitive phrase is this Murakkabun Jari, Ms. Rifat.
Genitive means.
Yes.
You searched the other day and you told us the meaning.
Yeah. The possession.
It means possession.
And preposition.
Prepositions. Okay, yeah. So here we are using in the sense of preposition, right?
Preposition.
Murakkab Jari will be with harf jar, right? Aisha? We have done already harf jar. So there are few harf jar, yani ila, ala, min, an, fi, bi, li, right? These all we have done already. So if a harf jar is coming and then a noun, so then definitely these both together will make Murakkab Jari. Because in Murakkab there should be two things, right? So in Murakkab Jari, what are the two things? First would be harf jar,
then the second
a noun. Okay. Or a pronoun. It could be a pronoun also, no problem. Okay. So then definitely first one would be harf jar, and the second one is called majroor. Okay. The second one is called majroor, and definitely the second one will be in halat jar. Okay. And then this we have already done. these all letters, right? B, and then
Yes.
I
Yes,
had
we
done
have.
it with you already. Three before
Yes.
is, right?
Yes.
So we have done Murakkabe Jari also, right? We'll go back now because this was the fourth one. Murakkabe Jari, and then Murakkabe Ishari, है ना? First is Isme Ishara, and the second is Musharun Ilay.
Musharun ilayhi.
And then we had done Murakkabe Idafi also. First is Mudaf, and the second is Mudaf Ilay. Right? And Mudaf Ilay will always be in Halat Jar.
Halat jar.
Okay? And then the first one we didn't discuss yesterday also and today also. So let's go. This was actually the first one and we are doing in the last, but it's okay. Murakkabe Tawsifi. As I told you, it means adjective phrase, right? So it will tell us the characteristic of a noun, either good or bad. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And the examples are, okay. In here, the first is called, okay, let me take an example first. They have given just the details. Waladun salihun. What does waladun means? Do you know, Aisha?
Waladun means it's a noun.
Yeah, it's a noun, but what does it mean? It means a boy.
Boy, yeah.
Waladun means boy. Okay, and salihun. What does salihun means?
The righteous person.
Righteous. Yes, very correct. Righteous, pious. Okay.
Okay.
So waladun salihun. If I translate, it means a pious boy, a righteous boy.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it boy, this? So salihun telling me the attribute of boy? Yes. Yes.
Characteristics of that boy.
Characteristic or attribute of a boy, right? So this is Murakkabe Tawsifi. Waladun salihun. This is Murakkabe Tawsifi. Because salihun is attribute, is adjective. And this adjective is of this boy. So first, the boy is a mawsoof. It's written here, al-mawsoofu, this one, al-mawsoof, right?
Okay.
And this is sifat. The attribute in Arabic is called sifat.
Salihun is a sifat. Okay.
Salihun is sifat and waladun is mawsoof.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And this also, Murakkabe Tawsifi also will follow all the protocols. I mean, if mawsoof is masculine, the attribute also should be masculine. If it is feminine, the sifat also will be feminine, right? If it is marifa, that also has to be marifa. If it is singular, that also has to be singular, right? It will follow all the protocols. Here is the example. Waladun is a common noun due to this tanween. है ना? So salihun also we put tanween because it has to be common. But if we put alif lam with walad, if it is al-waladu, then as-salihu. Al-waladu salihu. If we put alif lam here, then we have to put alif lam here also. Al-waladu salihu, the righteous boy. Here, waladun salihun means any righteous boy. But al-waladu salihun means the righteous boy. It means we are talking about some specific boy. Okay. If I make it plural, dual. Waladun say waladani. I made it tasniya. I made it dual. Then this also has to be salihani.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, miss.
And if I put alif lam with this al-waladani, then as-salihani.
As-salihani.
Right? And if it is plural, walad's plural is awlad. Okay?
Okay.
Al-awladu, then I have to make this also plural. As-salihuna. This is the original form, no? Vowel plural. This is the original form, right?
Salihu.
This is halat rafa or nasab or jar. If I ask you, Aisha, which halat is this?
This is the original form. It will be a halatur rafa.
MashaAllah, barakallah. Yes, this is halatur rafa. And al-awladu. What is this halat? Rafa, jar or nasab?
That will be Rafa, Miss.
Yes, due to this dhamma,
Ha.
right? So
Ha, Dhamma.
in broken plural, we recognize with dhamma.
Lam. Ha.
But in both are plural. See, al-awlad also is plural, as-salihun is also plural. But
Ha.
here we are recognizing it with waw noon, है ना? Right? So this is sound plural, Aisha. Salihuna is sound plural, and al-awlad is a broken plural. So in broken plural, we recognize with dhamma, but in sound plural, we recognize with waw noon. But both are in halat al-rafa. Aisha, is that clear? I think there is connection problem maybe. The others, can others listen to me? Nashmi, Khadija, Rahila?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss Rifat.
Acha, but
Yes,
Aisha is
miss.
not responding at all. So I thought maybe my voice is not going. Oh, so there was a problem with her connection because she is now disconnected. Okay. So yes, anyone else can please come on mic so that I can continue. Any volunteer, please? Girls, quickly. Okay,
Okay,
Rahila.
Miss.
Okay, okay. So Rahila, is that clear? Murakkab tawsifi also for you?
Yes, it's clear.
So we have done all four now, right? First is Murakkab tawsifi. First one will be Mausuf, and the second one will be Sifat, right? And
Yes.
they will follow each other for all the protocols, like being masculine, feminine, being plural, singular, right? Being marifa,
Yes.
nakira, right? All the protocols they will follow. Okay? And the second...
So for two murakkab, they follow the same protocol, like murakkab
Yeah.
ashari and murakkab tawsifi.
Great. Yes. But the other can be different.
Yes.
Okay. So Murakkab Idafi was the next relative. First one is Mudaf and second one is Mudaf ilay. Right? And they have possession. Okay.
Yes.
And for the Mudaf ilay is always in halat jar. Right?
Yes.
The next is Murakkab Ishari. The first one would be Isme Ishara and the second one will be Musharun Ilay, right? And they
Yes.
also follow the same protocols, right? And the last one is Murakkab Jari. Very easy because first one would be Harf Jar and the second one would be Majroor. It is called Majroor. Okay? It could be a noun or it could be a pronoun even. Okay?
Okay.
The second one would be a pronoun even.
Okay.
For example, here it is. See both example. Fil ardi, right? This is a murakkab jari. Why? Because fi is coming. So fi is harf jar and ard is majroor. This is called majroor. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And ardi, you can see this is in halat jar, hai na? With this kasra, you can recognize. है ना?
Yeah.
This is halat jar. But this is fiikum. Now there is no noun. Fi is the same fi, but it is attached to a pronoun. It could be like this also.
Yeah.
I told you in murakkab
Yes.
jari, the first one will definitely be a harf jar. The second one could be a normal noun or a pronoun.
Yeah.
Okay. So in here also, but here we will not recognize with the kasra. है ना, Rahila? It can't be fi kumi. We can't.
Yeah.
Okay. So pronouns are like, permanent. Like
Yes.
that. Okay. So, but if I ask you in what halat this kum is, you will tell me this is in halat jar. Because after fi, the noun is in halat jar. Pronoun is in halat jar. Even if you can't see. Because kum doesn't change its shape.
Yeah.
That's why it is kum always. But if grammatically I asked you, you will tell this is in halat jar. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, sometimes double murakkabe no. If I ask you this, Rahila, fi rasulillahi, you can see lam also carries kasra, Allah also carries kasra. Okay? So you will, if I ask you grammatically, So fi rasul. Why lam carries a kasra, Rahila?
Because of
Because of
harf jar fi.
yeah. Yes, barakallah fiq. Because of fi, right? It can't be fi Rasulallah. It can't be fi Rasulullah, right? So if somebody is
Yeah.
reading wrong, you will pick up, right?
Yes.
If somebody is saying fi Rasulallah, you will say no, it's wrong, right?
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
cannot be la or lu. It is always li due to fi, right? So if together murakkab, this is a murakkab. What is the name of this murakkab? There are two words together. Yeah. What is the name of this murakkab?
Murakkab idafi.
Fi rasuli.
Fi rasuli. No. Murakkab jari.
Yes, murakkab jari, because fi is harf jar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell me this. This is also a murakkab, Rasulillahi. Why this ha is carrying a kasra? Now listen, Rahila, I will just again emphasize on one thing. I have told you people, if a noun is in halat jar, there will be only two reasons. Okay, I asked you to write it somewhere and mark it, highlight it, write it in capitals. Okay, what try to write in capitals? Any noun, if it is in halat jar, there might be only two reasons. One reason is that there will be a harf jar before that, है ना? That's very clear. And the other reason is that this
Possession.
is mudaf ilayh of something. Yes, there is a possession. I have told you, I am focusing again
Yes.
and again. Okay,
Yes.
so that you can remember it for sure. Okay, so if this Allah, this ha is carrying a kasra, okay, there could be only two reasons, Rahila. One could be that if there is any harf jar before that. So can you see any harf jar? No. So then the other reason will be the reason for this kasra. And what is the other reason? That this is mudaf ilayh of the previous noun. There is a possession in between these two. Okay. So Rasulillahi, what will you translate? You will say Allah's messenger.
Yeah.
Because possession is there always, right? Rasulillahi, Rasul of Allah, or with apostrophe you will say Allah's Rasul, because possession is there.
Yeah.
This halat jar is due to possession. So now Rasulillah is murakkab idafi. Okay. Because whenever the possession comes, this is a murakkab idafi. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So alhamdulillah,
yes.
I have revised two murakkabat here, right? So if we say fi rasuli, what is this murakkab? This is murakkab jari. Because harf jar is coming, right?
Yeah.
And this lam is carrying kasra due to fi. Okay. And now Rasulillahi is also a murakkab, but this is murakkab idafi. Okay. Because this ha is carrying a kasra and there is no harf jar before that, right? So definitely this is the other reason. And what is the other reason? That there is a possession. This is murakkab idafi. Okay, Rasulillahi means Allah's Rasul. So the Rasul is mudaf, Allah is mudaf ilayh, and mudaf ilayh is always in halat jar. I hope it's clear now.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. So that's all for murakkabat. This was the last murakkab.
So for murakkab jari, only this is the case. Like all these harf jar comes before it. That's only case.
Yes.
Okay.
Any question, my dear girls? Quickly, if somebody has question, can ask. Otherwise, we have 9 minutes, so I can cover one small topic next. Right, that's clear?
Yeah, it is clear, miss.
Okay. So let me go to the next topic. Acha, in the beginning, when we started murakkabat, we said one is yani incomplete murakkab, hai na? Then it is called murakkab naqis, and we did 4 categories of that. What was the other murakkab? Was murakkab tam, and that was jumla. That was complete sentence, right?
Yes.
So now we are discussing that. Okay? This one, al-jumla, yani the sentence. So the second category of murakkab we are discussing now. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? So and this is our last topic, alhamdulillah, for the nouns. Okay? This is our last topic. And after that, inshallah, next Friday, we will move to verbs, inshallah. Okay?
Okay.
Tomorrow also we will just practice. In tomorrow's class, Friday, inshallah, we will practice whatever we have learned till now from Quran, inshallah, right?
Okay, inshallah.
Make a good revision in the evening today if you can. Okay, whatever we have done. So inshallah, tomorrow we will practice from Quran for all the things of noun. Okay, and the next Friday, inshallah, we will start with verb, inshallah. Okay, so jumla, sentence. A nominal sentence. Now there are two categories, as I told you. Yani al-jumlatul ismiya. Okay, al-jumlatul ismiya. What can you make out from the name itself? That this is a jumla, this is a sentence which is starting with an ism, with a noun. Okay? Okay? If in Arabic, if a sentence is starting with an ism, with ism means, Rahila, what does ism means?
Noun.
Noun. Okay. So if a sentence is starting with a noun, then this is jumlatul ismiya. Okay. Very easy to remember. If it is starting with ism, then this is ismiya, jumla ismiya. Okay. But if it is starting with a verb, okay, it could start with a verb also. Inshallah, when we start practicing, we'll see that a jumla is starting, a sentence is starting with a verb, with a fail. Okay, so then this will be jumla failiya. Okay.
Okay.
So as we haven't done fail, so we will not discuss this. Okay, jumla failiya, but I have given you the introduction already. Okay. But today, inshallah, we'll just see nominal sentence, matlab, which starts with a noun. So jumla ismiya, nominal sentence, jumla failiya, verbal sentence, hai na? Starting with a noun, jumla ismiya, starting with a verb, jumla fi'liya. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. And the example also they have given, al-kitabu jadidun, jumla ismiya. Al-kitab, see, starting with al-kitab. Is kitab a noun?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is starting with a noun. So this is jumla ismiya. Al-kitabu jadidun. The book is new. This is the translation. The book is new. You are getting the complete sense. Hai na? That you are understanding what does it mean. The book is new. It's a complete sentence, right?
Yeah.
But did you notice there are also only two words, Rahila? Hai na? This is also murakkab, only with two words, but this is giving a complete sense. What did you notice, Rahila? What is the difference between this and the previous murakkabat which we studied? And especially if I asked you murakkab tawsifi. Now it's very beautiful difference, and you just focus. If I say, Rahila, if I say kitabun jadidun, what I made all them in same in protocol. Yani if it is jadidun, I make also this jadidun.
Kitabun jadidun.
So then it will be new book. What would be the translation? If I say kitabun jadidun, it would be any new book.
Yeah.
It will make murakkab tawsifi. Okay. But if, or I say al-kitabu al-jadidu, al-kitabul jadidu, right? Then it means the new book.
Yeah.
Rahila, clear? In that form also it will be murakkab tawsifi. Yes. Okay?
Yeah.
But if the first noun is a proper noun and the second noun is a common noun, okay, then this is a sentence. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and then it means that this is a sentence. It means the book, al-kitabu, the book. Jadidun is new. Okay, the book is new. Now let's find it out. In this lesson we shall learn about the nominal sentence. Okay, and the nominal sentence consists of mubtada. Rahila, see this one in Arabic also, mubtada. Mubtada means to start. Ibtada. We use it in Urdu also, right?
Okay.
Ibtada matlab to start with. Okay. For example, when we say na Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, so in Urdu we say Ibtada karti hu Allah ke naam se. Yani I start with Allah's name, right? So
Okay.
Mubtada matlab the one with what we start. Okay, Mubtada means starter. Okay? And khabar. Do you know what does khabar mean, Rahila?
News.
News. Very good, mashallah. Yeah, you know that, right? So khabar, this is Arabic term. We use it in Urdu also. Okay? So khabar, this is the khabar they have written in Roman Urdu Arabic also. And khabrun is Arabic word, right? The predict. Yani any news, any prediction, any information, right?
Okay.
So in sentence consists of two things. Yani as here, है ना? The first definitely is mubtada, okay? Because it is starter. With this, actually the sentence is starting. है ना? Al-kitabu is mubtada and jadidun is its khabar. Okay? Khabar. Okay? So the mubtada is always plural. Not always. In majority of the cases, mubtada is plural. Oh, I'm so sorry. Not plural. Proper noun. Okay? And I told you the difference between al-kitabul jadidu and al-kitabu jadidun. How we will differentiate? In sentence, in jumla, the mubtada will be proper noun, but khabar will be common noun. Okay. So if you see mubtada, you see two words, right? You don't know what does it mean, right? But if you can understand what is the proper noun, hai na? So if it is first one is proper noun, but the second one is a common noun, right? So you will say this is a sentence. Okay, so you will understand this is a sentence. But if they are following the protocol, yani if the first is proper, but the second is also proper, then you will say, no, this is Murakkab Tawsifi. I hope it's clear. If it is Al-Kitabul Jadidu, Al-Kitabu Al-Jadidu, right? So then you will translate the new book. Because this will be Murakkab Tawsifi. But if it is Al-Kitabu Jadidun, Al-Kitab is proper noun, Jadidun is common noun, right? So then this is a sentence. Then this is a jumla. Then the translation will be the book is new, because Jadid is khabar, Jadid is information, Jadid is the news about the book. The Al-Kitabu is the mubtada. Mubtada means the one with which we start, right? So Al-Kitab is mubtada, and mubtada should be a proper noun, okay? Proper noun. And khabar should be common noun. Most probably, right? In majority of the cases. And this is the recognition of a sentence. Okay? So, mubtada is also called, I think, subject. And the khabar is called the predicate. Okay? So, mubtada is also called the subject. But if we can go with the Arabic terms, it will be good for us. And the khabar is called predicate. Okay? So, the subject or the mubtada is the noun about which you want to say something, about which you want to give some khabar, some news, some information, right? About which. For example, see, now Hamidun Maridun.